This is the plaintiff, Yvette Williams. She says she hired the defendant, a lawyer, to represent her in a case she had against a storage facility who lost $20,000 worth of her property. The defendant did nothing for her. She's now representing herself, and she wants the money she gave him back because he did nothing to earn it. She's suing for $5,000, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, S. Felix Nagati. He says he's been an attorney for 12 years and does what he can for the community. Sometimes nice guys finish last because the plaintiff's just plain unreasonable. Bottom line, he did time-consuming work for the woman, deserves to be paid, and that's that. He's accused of taking, but not giving.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Yvette Williams, you are suing S. Felix Nagati.
Yes, Judge.
For $5,000, $500 that you paid to him and you want returned, $36 in canceled checks, and the rest for lost time from work, travel expenses, and losing the actual case. Tell me exactly what happened here.
We've hired this man to represent
You hired him as your lawyer. You're an attorney, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Yes. To represent us on this case where he took some of
Tell me about the case itself first.
I rented this unit from the storage, which my stuff was being stolen there. There was a video that showed when my stuff was being taken.
How was it taken?
It was in the elevator.
Why was the stuff in the elevator?
Because at the time of moving in the stuff, the lady that was working at the time, she decided she wasn't letting nobody else on the floor.
Because it was quitting time?
Yes. She said we could come back in the morning and pack it out because she would make sure it was okay.
Okay.
Which,
in the elevator?
yes, she would lock the elevator down, which she did not do that. The elevator was wide open.
Okay.
She only locked it down so it wouldn't move.
All of it was missing?
No, it's just some of the stuff was
What
being
was
taken.
missing?
I had jewelry in this bag.
You left jewelry in a bag in the elevator instead of taking it with you?
No.
How much
at the
jewelry?
time of, it was, with everything in all, I would say $25,000.
You left $25,000
Along with my television.
I know. Wait, I'll get to the television. You left $25,000 in jewelry in an open elevator to come back the next day to. Why didn't you just take it with you?
No, everything happened so fast. I never expected her.
That's what happens. Your jewelry.
Yeah, but I never expected the worker to say she won't let me on the floor after we went
I
there.
agree with
at
you.
opening
I
hours.
understand you don't expect that, but I certainly don't understand. I understand why you can't take a TV under your arm, but I don't quite understand why you don't take the jewelry under your arm.
Because everything was all packed in the elevator. It was full of stuff, so you would have to go through stuff to
You had your jewelry in separate places?
No, it was in a bag. It was in a small bag in other thing.
You couldn't reach in and take the jewelry?
No, I didn't.
Right. So now you come back the next day, I guess early in the morning?
Yes.
All right, what
No,
happened?
I didn't went back. My husband went.
Okay, come on
yes.
up, please. You go back the next. Do you go back as soon as they open, or how does it work?
They open at 10 o'clock in the morning.
And what happens?
I unpacked the thing. I realized the TV is something that is sensitive, so I was trying to place it well, so I couldn't find it. So I'm like, something is missing. And then there's another worker there. And then we told her, we think our TV is missing. He said, no, nothing is missing. And then we have a video in this building. So if you want, we're gonna roll the video, and then we see whether
and did
something.
they do that?
Yes.
And then you see somebody taking
And
the
then
TV?
we see a whole bunch of people.
Now, do you see the somebody that same? Do they know who the somebody was?
Yes.
Who was it? An employee?
When we saw the video, then she stopped the video and called the other lady who was there, the other worker, and said, listen, it's true. I've seen people stealing stuff.
Okay, now did they take the jewelry? Or that's not on the video?
It is in a bag. They take it. You could see them taking it.
You could see them taking the jewelry in the bag. Did you go to the police?
Yes, we
Yes,
called the
we
police.
called the
And did anybody get arrested?
No.
The police gave us a report. When the police gave us a report, the lady told us, listen, this video is going to be missing within 30 days. So you have to do something. You need a lawyer.
Why didn't they do something right there?
He said he's a worker, so he couldn't do anything. So we need a lawyer.
All right, so what you do is you go out and you hire an attorney. All right, then in comes Mr. Nagati. How do you find out about Mr. Nagati? Like a referral, or how did you hear of him?
We just driving, and then we saw his number on the building, on the building. So we called the number. We called the number.
Heck of a way to find a lawyer. Okay, go ahead.
And
We
set up
called
an
the
Wait,
number.
we
appointment.
thought we need a lawyer. We look, I go, oh, look. Okay, go ahead. So go
We
ahead.
called the number, and then we get to him.
All
So
right,
he
so
set
then
up
you
an
meet
appointment.
with him, and do you sign a retainer agreement?
Yes.
Okay, can I see the retainer agreement, please? Do you have it?
They have a copy. I don't.
Do you have a copy?
No, I don't have a copy.
How do you not have a copy?
They took the original.
You let the, you're the lawyer.
Yes.
Okay, lawyer up, okay? Because
Yeah.
when you have them sign a retainer, it is for your protection. I mean, that's the whole point of a retainer agreement. Show me the retainer agreement.
It's never true. She never gave us a copy.
Oh, there
You
is no
have a
retainer
retainer?
No,
agreement?
there is no copy. We did not got a copy.
Does anyone have
Did you
a
sign?
copy of a retainer agreement?
did.
Yes or no? He says he doesn't have it, you don't have it, nobody has it. All right, so go on. What was the agreement? You paid him $500 up front?
Yes,
or
we
the next
paid
day,
him
I guess.
$500 cash.
And then you wrote him checks for $500, 3 more checks for $500 for a total of $2,000 to represent you in a lawsuit against the storage company. All right, and then what happens?
This lawyer, he did nothing. He did not write the letter that he said he was going to let them know that he was representing us. He did nothing. He made several appointments with us that we continuously go to see him. He did not show up.
How does he not turn up? The appointments are with him in his office.
When we
He
called,
just wasn't there? Is that what you mean?
yes, we go there.
Okay, did you
he was
eventually hear from the storage company, yes or no?
Yes.
And what is it you hear from them?
They keep calling the house saying to come by because one of the item was returned.
And what was that item?
That was the television.
Okay. Now, who was it returned by? The thief?
They did not say.
How did they not say? It's on
They did
video.
not say. They
What
wanted.
is, listen to my question. What is going on with the police case? Was someone arrested, yes or no?
No. No.
Okay. Why wasn't someone arrested? The police don't know who that is, or they haven't done their job, or they haven't investigated it, or they
said
find
they
that it was
don't
an
know
error,
who it
or
is.
what?
They don't know who it is. We have to take them to court.
Right. But it appears that the company knows who it is because the company got it back from them.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is someone they're trying to protect. I don't understand why the police don't go down there and shake a few cages there. I don't understand.
Exactly.
This is not rocket science. All right. Now, Mr. Nagati, tell me your story.
Yeah, what happened is they came to my office. They were very frantic. I mean, they showed a lot of emotional distress over what had happened. However, my first thing to them was to distinguish between anger and emotional distress. And I told them what has happened may not rise up to an emotional distress claim. And there is no claim for anger. And I told them we were going to investigate the matter. That's all I could do. And what we do normally is I get a detective that I've been working with.
A detective?
Yeah, he went, not a detective, an investigator rather.
An investigator,
He used to be an old detective. He went by and spoke to the employees, spoke to some of the workers. And what we found out was that the girl is a very good employee. She just made a mistake. She just,
So, what does
she
that have to do
forgot
with
to.
anything? If you make
yeah.
a mistake in business, then you get charged with negligence.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Right.
Now, the television had been returned.
Did you ever see the video?
Not really.
Did your
They
investigator
described-
see the video?
Yeah, I actually see the video. But
No,
what
but
happened?
did your investigator see the video?
No.
So what did he do?
We were not interested in the video at this point because they've returned the television. So we looked into the matter and realized that it wasn't an intentional act by the girl. And I told them that in order to get your jewelry back, there are 2 things you could do. I asked them if they had receipts. She said no. I said, okay, have you ever worn the jewelry at some point and taken photographs? You know, go to parties. If so, bring me the pictures and go and get the jewelry appraised. I will use that to make a claim. Short of that, I can't make any claim.
So does he get to keep her retainer agreement?
I would say yes, because she signed a legal contract, he did work, and he found out that she had no value in her court case.
But she's saying no value. Why should I have to pay for that?
I mean, he did do some work in the sense that he was looking back into her case. And
But
stuff.
it did her no good, she says.
Well,
Exactly. Going inside the courtroom.
What you're trying to say to me is, Judge, she couldn't prove the value of what was in there, so I
Yes.
didn't want to just make up a value because I don't think it's a good case
I
without
mean,
some kind of
first of all,
proof.
the elevator is not
Did
a
you ever
place.
tell her I'm not filing your claim?
No. I kept insisting that I need 2 things from them, which they never gave me till today. I needed the police report and bring something to prove
your
that
hand
they had that jewelry.
Did you
Mostly
miss a
from-
bunch of appointments with them, or they're
No,
exaggerating?
one appointment. She came once.
Okay.
And he came once.
All right, so in essence what it is you have kept $500 of the fee. You didn't cash the other checks.
No. Because I had no intent to file any claims because...
So you already knew within that first few days that you weren't going to be filing a claim. That's why
Yeah.
you didn't cash the other checks. You have them here?
Yes.
Okay. And you feel that you should be able to keep those $500 because that's the amount that you
Yes.
earned in trying to investigate whether you were going to file.
Mr.
You
Pete.
ended up with that $500. You paid an investigator.
Yeah, I paid on Mr. Pete.
Do you have any proof of that, or do you have him here? Or?
No.
Okay.
In fact, I asked for him to do a report, but he didn't really do it. But this is a receipt he gave me back in
For
April.
paying him $150 of the $500.
$50, yeah.
All right.
May I say something, Judge?
Yes.
What really happened, I called, and I kept telling them that you guys are very angry. I told them you can't get any money for anger. They may have something for emotional distress.
Okay, but nobody cares about emotional stress. They
Yes.
care about losing the jewelry and the theft. So this is, whether she thought she could get emotional stress is completely irrelevant to me. The question is, why didn't you go forward? They feel that you should have gone forward. It's up to you. You are the attorney, and if you feel that this isn't worth your time, that's perfectly fine.
Yes.
If you look at something and you say, listen, lady, you are suggesting that you left $25,000 of jewelry in an open elevator shaft, okay? And left, and you can't prove a stick of evidence about one receipt, one picture of you, nothing to prove that you had. Okay, he's entitled to look at it that way because I got to tell you, I'm looking at it going, myself. All right, so he doesn't have to take your case just because you walk in. You come in, and then it costs his time to investigate and decide if he wants to take it. He hired an investigator, looks into things. It looks like he's not going to take it. The only question is, does he have to return $500, which is the only thing he took for his services? Because according to you, he did nothing. And my answer to you is he did something. The attorney did something. He had a chance to take you for $2,000, and he didn't. Not that he should, not that anybody should, but I'm saying that didn't happen. What he did was talk to you, investigate the case with you, and then he missed a meeting, yes, but he hires an investigator, he tells the investigator to go over there, and the investigator does stuff, and then he reviews with the investigator. A lawyer's time is worth money, and it's worth the money that you ended up paying him, and I find it in his favor, and I'm not ordering him to return the $500, nor $4,464 in your lost time. Court is not a bonanza. It's not a ching-ching, let that cash register ring opportunity for people, okay? Verdict for the defendant.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, the plaintiff leaving the courtroom right now, and, well, arms folded, just sort of meandering out. I guess you're going to do the talking out here about what went down.
He just lying and twist everything around.
At least you got your checks back.
Yeah, but he did nothing. And if he wasn't taking the case, he could have said something. Let us know he wasn't representing us.
All right, good luck. You head right down there, okay? All right, come on in here. Here's the lawyer. He's got a smile on his face, but what are you thinking coming out on the winning end of this?
Well, it's very difficult when you deal with lay people who don't understand what the law is. They believe they can sue.
Well, isn't that the nature of your practice?
Yes. We have to educate them what constitutes a legal claim. If you don't have a legal claim, don't walk into court. Anger is not something you can claim for. You can claim for emotional distress.
See what Harvey thinks it is.
Okay, Kurt, here's the deal. Many bar associations will actually mediate fee disputes between lawyers and clients, so if you're having a problem like that, even before going to court, you can call your local state bar association. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.